Canada is bringing out a digital loonie, courtesy of the government that they have there. You know, that fun government. Like, you ever want your bank account shut down, but you can't figure out how do I shut it down? Well, you just support some kind of movement that you shouldn't, and they'll shut it down for you. Welcome to Canada. Um, they are bringing out a digital loonie. Their dollar is called a loonie, and it's a coin. It's not a bill. So they're bringing out a digital loonie, and we're gonna get right into a video about it that is gonna make me all kinds of mad when I watch it, because this digital currency stuff is way worse than what was going on in the past 3 years, and it can lead to a very terrible society for all of us. And it's very important to know. But before we do that, let's get into the store. Puts a little smile on my face. A Soul Not for Sale store. We got anti-WEF shirts, of course, in the spirit of who Elon Musk just hired. Anti-WEF shirts. We also got Soul Not for Sale shirts. We got the hoodies. We got the shirts. We got the t-shirts. We got the women's V-neck t-shirts. And we're coming out with tank tops and kid sizes very, very soon. And one person asked me, how do I go about getting a mug? Probably because they didn't see it here as one of the options. I just brought it up. But you go here to view all, and then you go there, boom, you got your mug, bang. You go ahead and put however many you want. How many you want? You want 50? You go ahead and get 50, and then you check out. All right? Great Christmas presents for that one cousin who's like on the same path as you, and he's like a truther as well, and great conversation starter as well. What do you mean your soul's not for sale? And then you start telling them about the Bilderberg group or something, But let's get into the video. Is there an ad? There better not be. Canada. Ridiculous. All right, let's get into it.
Bitcoin is probably the best-known digital currency in the world. A digital currency is available exclusively in electronic form, and a central bank-issued digital currency, unlike Bitcoin, which isn't controlled by a single entity, would be issued and overseen by a central bank. One of the biggest challenges would be figuring out how to take existing currency, loonies and bills, and convert it into a purely digital form. Cash use has decreased dramatically during the pandemic for health and practical reasons.
What practical reasons? I'm already mad. Health and practical reasons. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Science, the thing that we're all supposed to trust, already said that it can't be transferred that way. It's okay for me to hand you a bill. You'll be just fine. You're going to live a long, healthy life. We've already came to that conclusion. Is it different? Have things changed? Did the science change? Like practical reasons. See, the wording that they always bring up is so vague. It's always so vague. It's just practical reasons. What are the practical reasons that you need to get rid of money? And these practical reasons are obviously control. Because you and I can have a whole ton of cash. We can go to a place and we can just trade, buy and sell from each other. We can build a whole community of people where we're just buying and trading and doing this and that, and we don't have to tell anybody, and it's not tracked by anything. That's the practical reason that they're talking about, not wanting it to be tracked. Or wanting to be able to track everything, wanting to be able to program the money. That way, if you give to a cause that they don't deem good, or they deem misinformation, or they deem harmful, then all of a sudden it's like, well, we'll just shut that down so you can't do that anymore. Maybe we'll just take away your money. Like, there's a whole video. Sorry. It's a little bit more. Sorry. Getting mad.
More than 80% of central banks around the world are researching how to leverage this technology, including the Bank of Canada, which has been studying digital currencies for 7 years. But China is the only major economy that started real-life trials. This month, it's giving out more than 7...
I got to jump in again. I have to. Because they said they've been studying it for 7 years. But they also just said over the pandemic for health reasons. Pandemic happened, it's the past 3 years that's been going on. So 4 years before that, they were looking into it. What was the reason behind it at that point? You see what I mean? Like, the whole reasoning is obviously control. It's a control mechanism. If we can control their money, if we can track their money, program it so they can only buy a certain amount of gas, a certain amount of groceries, no meat, only only works at the cricket store, you know? Oh man, we're only 43 seconds in. I apologize. I really do.
$1.7 million worth of digital yuan as part of a pilot project. Observers say it's preparing a national launch, a move to lower transaction costs, spur economic growth, and with an eye to giving the U.S. a run for its money as the world's dominant currency.
It's very important, given the pace of progress that's happening in China, that countries like Canada and the US stop studying and start doing. I think that there are benefits to central bank digital currencies if done correctly.
In an email to Global,
Got to jump in. I have to jump in because in what world do we look to China for anything in terms of emulating anything that they do? It's a dictatorship. Why do we have to? Why are we like, man, the way that dictator works? Wow, I want to be in the running with this dictator. Like, why do you want to be in the running with this dictatorship? Isn't it horrible? Isn't it horrible how they treat their people? Isn't it horrible how they control their people? See, the thing is, to you and I, it's horrible. To you and me, right? It's very terrible the way they control their people because we're the people. But to the people in power, they're like, that's very interesting. It's very interesting. They're not allowed to protest. Wow. You just track them everywhere they go? Facial recognition everywhere they go? It's very interesting. Wow. But to us, it's like, oh, that's like a nightmare. We don't want that. We can't have that. It's so crazy how at odds the people in the government are in terms of their interests. And the reason that it's crazy is because our interests are supposed to be the exact same. The government and the people are supposed to have the exact same interest. And now my video got limited for sure. At this point, it's already limited. It's okay. All right, let's finish the video.
Global News, the Bank of Canada highlighted recent remarks by Governor Tiff Macklem, who said because of COVID-19, the case for digital currency becomes more compelling. The pandemic-induced economic crisis highlights the case for a central bank-issued digital currency, which could be used to deliver targeted stimulus.
You could respond more quickly to crises. You could also get money into the economy more quickly in times of big crises, like, say, the COVID pandemic. You need to put $1,000 in everybody's bank account every couple of weeks.
But observers...
I'm sorry. I'm just going to keep interrupting. What is he talking about? What is he talking about? Pandemic? I thought the pandemic was over. And he's saying in case of another one, well, it would be easy to get money. Are you saying that you're going to shut everything down again? Like, what kind of country is this? This is so weird. It's like a country that's like, you know, that China's doing some great things. It's like, what are you talking about? Like, next they're going to be like, man, that Putin, man, that way the Putin handled that whole, like, invading. I don't know. Can we invade Alaska? It's like Canada has some weird things on their mind in the government front. Because I've seen how the people think after posting that Trudeau video. The people are very against everything. They're awake. They know what's going on. But the government and whoever that guy is just talking just now, it's like, what's on your mind? Who are you looking up to? Who are your role models in life? This makes no sense. Man, I'm getting riled up here. I'm not going to go back yet. Okay, let's just finish it. There's a little bit left.
Warn privacy issues would need to be weighed carefully. The Bank of Canada says it needs more time to examine the pros and cons of launching a digital currency, adopting a wait-and-see approach like the U.S., Japan, and France.
We have very high standards in terms of the acceptable level of privacy and resilience and convenience that we would attach to a digital currency if we were to launch one.
Anne Gaviola, Global News, Toronto.
Wow, Toronto. Good Lord. What the hell was that? Yeah, that's exactly the picture I needed this guy, because this guy's a moron. But that's what they have going on. They're releasing this whole, they're doing a wait and see approach, which means basically they're just getting everything together. And then it seems like they're just going to need an excuse. Like, what's our excuse? Oh, practical reasons. Oh, it's faster to transfer money. It's like right now, if I transfer money, like right now we have cash, right? We have cash everywhere, right? I'm so itchy. We have cash everywhere. If I decide to transfer money to my wife right now, it will take seconds. How much faster does it need to be? If I go to pay a bill right now, it'll be paid the next day, maybe even today. How much faster does it need to be? They're always talking about convenience. It's always about convenience and health and safety. If you ever notice that with anytime you hear health, safety, convenience, it's just freedom. It's just freedom and control. That's all it is. That's when they say they're doing it for those reasons, freedom is what they're taking from you, control is what they're putting upon you. Every single time. I've never seen it fail. I don't know if I've ever seen any government do anything for any type of safety, for any type of health, for any type of convenience even. We already have convenience. How much more convenient does it have to be? In fact, isn't it more convenient that I can transfer money in seconds and that I can also go to a machine, take out cash, walk over to some store, whichever store I choose, it's none of your business which store, and pay for something and leave with that thing? Isn't that the most convenient thing? Isn't it? See, when I say that to another person who's just a part of the 99%, you're like, yeah, that's pretty good. I like that. And then you also have the choice to pull out your card and do the tap thing. You have all sorts of choices. How is limiting our choices more convenient? This is going on in the United States with FedNow. It's going on with Canada with this digital loonie, whatever. Sounds ridiculous. It's going on. It's going to be going on in Russia, apparently. And those people have no choice whatsoever. China, they have no choice. They're just, figuring out how to do it properly. It's getting a little ridiculous. And honestly, my objective right now is, where is it not going to happen? Because that's going to be the place to be, in my opinion. Like, I don't know. But yeah, that's what Canada has going on. So great job, Canada. You know what I'm thinking of doing? I'm actually not going to say it. I'm just going to do it. But that Oh Canada documentary that Tucker Carlson made, I'll say this. It's not going to come out because Fox owns it. So it's like never going to make it to air. You're never going to be able to see it because of what happened with Tucker. Someone else needs to make a documentary about this stuff. Definitely. But other than that, I am out.